What's up, Patriots? It's what day is it here? November the 10th. November 10th already. Holy smokes. Time keeps on slipping. And I got some stuff I just wanted to share today. Some really cool videos. And we'll just start it out with one of these. Where did it go? Oh, that's what I played that yesterday. Hey, Annette. Figuring things out here. Man. Oh, here we go. This one's just a little bit of ear candy and eye candy.
Come at me. Look, you don't wanna see a war like this. Always ready for whatever, I was born like this. Kinda funny how you run that fence. No walk, all talk, and it don't make sense. You get so angry. Why you always so mad? What you wanna do, how's it gonna be? Come at me. Yeah. Come at me. Come at me. I don't wanna fight, but I will though. Straw man, what's the plan? You for real, bro? I'm not afraid, I'ma show you how I feel. So if anything, you never say I didn't, keep it real though. Do a lot of dirt, time to clean it up. When I'm stepping on the scene, you probably seen enough. Truth be told, I don't know why you acting up, cause you never had a chance when it's getting rough. All lies, no truth. Don't you know I'm no fool? Got my eyes on you. What you really wanna do? I swear to God, talk is cheap. I'ma let my actions speak. What you wanna do? How's it gonna be? Come at me. Come at me. Come at me. Come at me.
Whew, man, that just revs me up. I like that song. And I don't know about modulating the sound. Sorry if that blasted you out. It came out really loud in my earphones here. I think I turned it down there at the end, and in the future I'll remember about that. So how's everybody doing today? Cleo, another day of celebration, waiting for Trump to get into office here. Hi, Beverly, Cleo. Criticals, getting some good eggs over there. Awesome, man. They must be those home free-range, right from your own chickens type eggs, right? So there's a lot of action going on around the country here. We got Bruce Levings and Nebraska Patriot and Soup Mama and Mona Moments all together out collecting Christmas stuff for the people in Tennessee that got wiped out in the hurricane. Awesome group of patriots coming together. That was a crew like that goes all the way back to the People's Convoy, man, which pretty much for a lot of us started it up. Okay, I got another one here. This is just beautiful, man. Get your tissues out. Okay, by the way, that first video was from a person named Lauren Eve. I subscribe to her on Rumble, and her videos get put into Hayden Music page every once in a while. I screenshotted that off of Hayden Music page. Check this out. This is another video that a guy emailed me.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh man. So that's in the rotunda at the Capitol there. Thanks Air Force Mike for sending me that. That was awesome. Awesome stuff, man. It's amazing how one voice can just fill the spectrum there. But there was another guy there, the dude down the railing there. He was adding that melody to it, and he hit the high note too, man, by the way. Awesome stuff there. Hey, Glory B, how's it going? I'm indoors because it's dark outside. It's wet here today. Down in my, this is my think tank right down here. Doesn't she remind you of Ashley too, right? So apparently those were some National Guard or something getting a tour of the upper levels of the rotunda at the Capitol. And she just started ripping in on that song, man. And the echo, the reverberations in that dome are spectacular from up there. I had no idea. Yeah, they wouldn't let school kids. I remember that then, bud. They wouldn't let the kids sing it in the Capitol, like what, a year ago or something? Unbelievable. Well, those days are over, man. Those days are over. We don't have to pretend anymore. The prosecutions are going to come. There's all kinds of info out here. I got another like 5-minute video here for that goes over some of the stuff that is being discussed in our government. This is from Julie Kelly on the Benny show. Julie Kelly is an outstanding journalist, one of the last true journalists left. And this is what she had to say pertaining to the J6 stuff. Let me know if that's not loud enough. Again, this is Julie Kelly.
Are you the happiest woman in America? I don't know.
I mean, I'm not a crier. I'm a cold-hearted wasp. So my husband jokes that I cry for 6 seconds every year. But this could be it, Benny, on your show. This would be record-setting. It's just surreal to me. I'm so happy for the J6ers, the texts that I'm getting from them, their loved ones, their attorneys. You can't imagine the burden that has been lifted off of their hearts and their shoulders. Finally seeing hope after 4 years of this ruthless, reckless, bloodthirsty, unlawful rogue DOJ trying to destroy their lives. You know, what Mike Davis says, and I believe him when he says this, and he will have the access, I think, to do this. Not only will the J6ers be exonerated and pardoned and their sentences commuted, but we need a full-blown investigation into this DOJ. Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, Matthew Graves, the DC U.S. Attorney. Donald Trump, please let me make the phone call to Matthew Graves. Please let me make the call demanding his immediate resignation. So we need that full-blown investigation, Benny, and the collusion with the DOJ and the Biden White House to bring the 2 criminal indictments against Donald Trump. We have to have retribution. I'm not saying justice. Justice sounds great. These people have to pay for what they've done to Donald Trump, his family, more than 1,500 of his supporters, J6ers, and quite frankly, the rest of the country. And we haven't even gotten to the J6 committee and the culpability of those people, starting with Liz Cheney, for defrauding and misleading the American people and committing crimes in the process.
There's so much to get to here, but let's begin with what you just said about the Biden Department of Justice and this corrupt rat's nest that you have been on this program for years, Julie, exposing. You were a very lonely voice. You were in the courtroom for these J6 trials. You were the only person there that was there to tell a truthful story, there to advocate for the political prisoners tortured by our own American gulags, run by these sickos in the Department of Justice. Now, I want to begin there, and then I want to go to work on Liz Cheney. But let's focus in on Matthew Graves, Merrick Garland, and everybody who have been apparently running illegal operations against the will of the Supreme Court. There must be retribution for this. You used to be able to put someone in the stocks, right, and hang a sign and say, don't steal, right? Don't do this. There has to be an example made for everyone to know you cannot do this to Americans. They'll keep doing it if there's not an example made.
And Benny, I wanted to thank you because, yes, I was the only person, reporter, at least on this side, in these courtrooms.
Yes.
But you helped bring this to your audience. And I want to thank you and your amazing production team for having me on when, yes, a lot of people wouldn't touch January 6th. They didn't care about these people. I mean, you had people like Ben Shapiro, I'm sorry, who said he wanted all of these people behind bars. So there were very few people who would touch my reporting. And I want to thank you so much on behalf of the J6ers as well for highlighting this and bringing this to your audience. But yes, there must be retribution. There must be consequences, not just top DOJ Matthew Graves, his line prosecutors, and these judges. Let's not forget the individuals who made all of this possible. And that is the judges on the DC District Court and Circuit Court. They put their judicial imprimatur on the most egregious weaponization of the DOJ against a targeted group of Americans who are exercising their First Amendment rights on January 6th. Yes, a few committed crimes. Nothing like they have brought, nothing compared to what they brought against these individuals to other political protesters in Washington. These judges must be held to account. And now that we're going to have the House and the Senate and the White House, we need to bring a few of these judges before the American people. We need to start impeachment proceedings for the first time in decades against sitting federal judges for denying these people their 1A, their 2A, 4th A, 5th A, 6th, 8A amendment rights, destroying their lives because these people dare to go into their personal and professional fiefdom of Washington, D.C. I still have the words of Beryl Howell, the Obama appointee, who has weaponized her own bench against Donald Trump for years, oversaw the Mueller probe, oversaw the initial DOJ investigation into Donald Trump, and then, of course, this entire thing that was happening in the courthouse against J6ers. She looked at a man from Texas and said, you drove all the way here from Texas on January 6th to hear the president speak. So that's not a crime. These judges have to be held to account also, Benny, and we need to make sure that that happens as well.
Donald Trump gained much needed support.
So, man, there is so much in just that report right there. Just so much, man. Did you notice on that video footage of the people coming into the Capitol that they put into the screen there? Those cops were literally leading people into areas of the Capitol. They were not standing against people, keeping them from going into certain areas. The second clip there, as the people were coming down the hallway this way, right at the end there, you can see the cop go like this. He's splitting the police that are ahead of him to allow this procession of people that he's specifically leading somewhere into the Capitol there. There's just so much to be noted in there. Matthew Graves, there is no way this guy's going to get away with what he just did. He just railroaded 1,500 patriots, trampled on 5 of their constitutional rights. He cannot be let go. I mean, there has to be an example. We need faith in our justice system, man. If we don't have that, what do we have? We have to have a justice system in this country. The judges that allowed 350 1512 charges to go through their courts found them guilty before the Supreme Court stopped them in a unanimous decision. That means for 350 times, those federal judges overstepped the laws, misinterpreted the laws. I mean, usually you get one case that gets decided by a judge, and then it goes to the Supreme Court for a decision, and it can be reversed. But here's an instance where that happened 350 times to different people before the Supreme Court reversed it. And it's pretty obvious. I mean, the Constitution isn't this complex. They misused those laws. They politically persecuted the J6ers in that whole persecution. That persecution was the biggest ever done by the DOJ. And it was done by a president who got a mystery 15 million votes out of nowhere that weren't there before this 2020 election, and they weren't there after the 2020 election. You've heard that saying. It says, the future proves the past. Well, we just lived the future on November 5th, and we just saw 14 or 15 million votes that aren't there anymore, okay? We cleared the voter rolls. Those votes were bogus from the get-go, and everyone that went to the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th went there for that reason, and we knew it, and we were right. Our Congress ignored us. We got set up into a riot there. We still don't know the people who are involved with that because they haven't released the video footage, man. That's why. All them instigators are in disguise in that video footage, and that is the reason we haven't seen it yet. And the Republicans have hidden that from us. So don't think that we're out of this yet. I mean, we gotta escalate this. We gotta elevate the pressure on our Congress right now and make sure that they know that we're onto this. They work for us, man. Right, Party Bond, 26 million votes. I'm hearing different numbers. I think the actual number is, well, I think it's 14 million because, like they're saying now, Joe Biden got elected by 14 million Democrats in the primary, and then they removed him. The Democrat Party removed him, right? And I think that's almost the exact amount that they're short in this latest election here, man. Carrie Lake keeps getting screwed over. Yeah, all right, who's that woman? Or no, I'm thinking of Colorado here. But yeah, that's bogus. Same thing's going on here with our Senator Bob Casey. Hasn't conceded yet. He's 45,000 votes down, and everywhere that hasn't counted yet is a Republican-dominated area, so there's no chance he's going to win, but he has not conceded yet, as far as I know. And Carrie Lake, once again, man. I thought they called that race, though. I did hear Arizona got called for Trump, right? So how can the state go with Trump and then not go with Carrie Lake? It's crazy. But I thought Carrie Lake was declared the winner there, critical thinker. I don't know. It's hard to keep up on it. There still is a lot of fake information out there. Don't even call it mainstream media anymore because they're not mainstream anymore. The Benny Show's mainstream. Steve Bannon is mainstream. We are mainstream now. We are the news now. Just stop listening to them. CBS, NBC, stop, man. I know Trump keeps bringing up the New York Times and the Washington Post. They are dead to me. They have lied too many times. I can't take them serious anymore. Anything that comes out of their machine is propaganda to me. And if they say something, I automatically believe the opposite. That's how bad it's become, man. Hey, what's up, Boomer? Hiya, Gator Girl and Carrie. How's it going? And Critical Thinker, Jeremy Brown, still on the fight. Get in touch with magamouse.com and get in on the Jeremy Brown postcard drive that we're doing to Congress. If you want to just wake up to, well, tomorrow's a holiday, but wake up Tuesday and give Congress a call. Let them know about the J6ers. Right now, they just inserted 11 new guys into the J6 pod. And actually, a couple of those guys apparently joined us singing the national anthem last night. So I think we're going to see that that's going to blow up in their faces with whatever they're trying to do there. And then Dominic Box said there's at least 11 J6ers that are not in the pod right now, that are floating around in general population. The involuntary protection status of the J6ers was established from day one when they started arresting them. And for some reason, it's spun around 180 degrees. No more involuntary protection status for them. So if you want to call your Congress people, that would be a good topic to make sure that the J6ers are protected from political persecution in that prison, and 11 more J6ers were arrested, if I'm not mistaken. The Stormtroopers Mod Kim put that note in the chats last night. 11 more arrests. 11 more were taken into custody, man. Oh, right on, Critical. Yeah, because they were Critical is sending in postage for the MAGA Mouse postcards. That's a drive for Jeremy Brown. And they had been sending people postcards with stamps already on them. There's no cost to you at all. You just request how many postcards you want, and they send you a package with up to 20, I believe it was. But, don't ask for too many. Ask for 5, and if you can get 5 out the door, then ask for another 5 or something like that. But they're asking for donations for the postage on that, and they said, what was it? $17.76 pays for 20 postcards or something like that. They had a cool number I just saw on the email that they just sent me here, so that's pretty cool. Last night at Freedom Corner, we got a call from John Benuelos and Dominic Box, Greg Purdy, and Bob Turner. Uncle Bob called us. And then at the end of the night, we had Jonathan Pollock and Joseph Hutchinson with a couple of new singers, he said. So to me, that means that a couple of these 11 non-J6ers that were inserted into the pod decided to sing the national anthem with us. How about that? God's hand is in all this, Patriots. Dominic Box's phone call was just, I couldn't take as many notes as he was putting out. I mean, he just ran through the gamut of every reason what Trump is going to do, why, he should have his own, he should have this broadcast because he did a really good job. In his 15-minute phone call last night, he just put out all kinds of information. So at least 11 J6ers are not in the pods. So that when you call your Congress people, apply pressure and ask them, why was this policy flipped? That the chance of them getting attacked or injured in general population is pretty high, man. D.C. is a Democrat hive, And the prison staff has been spreading rumors around there. They've been saying that the guys get special treatment up in that pod. And nobody knows what's going on in that pod except what you hear from the guards and this prison staff, right? And they've been saying some not true things, and I think inciting hatred for these guys in there. Dominic did say how all of a sudden after the election, though, a lot of people changed their tunes. There were a lot of chicken people who didn't want to come out and say they supported Trump, but now that he won, they're okay to say something about it. And Dominic had a couple of the prison staff, give them a thumbs up or little gestures like that, let them know that some of the prison staff supports Trump. But they were too afraid to say anything, man. That's the way it is in D.C. There's probably, actually, D.C. is 98% Democrat, but Kamala didn't get 98% of the votes. So that means quite a few registered Democrats in Washington, D.C. voted for Trump. I think Trump got 5% of the vote in D.C. So that means, 3 or 4% of all Democrats voted for Trump in D.C., man. Yeah, happy Veterans Day tomorrow, right? 11/11, that's Veterans Day. There are celebrations going on all over the place. I said about the Patriots down in Branson, Tennessee, I believe they're at right now. And our buddy Sean is out with a bunch of people out in Illinois. They're doing a flag wave, flash mob, Trump celebration out there. That was fun to watch. A lot of good things going on out there, man. Dominic Box also said about Trump came out with a tweet saying no to Nikki Haley and no to Mike Pompeo. So 2 days ago, there was info that Pompeo is in the running for a cabinet position. And everyone was like, no. But I don't know. I think that comment might have started in the corporate media somewhere. And they're still just lying to us, lying to our face. So Trump actually put out a tweet or a True Social post where he said that he is not considering Mike Pompeo for anything. And then I just watched the Pompeo statements from 4 years ago or not 4 years ago, but a couple of years ago where Pompeo was saying that Trump was guilty of having secret documents in his Mar-a-Lago and all that. Didn't say a word about Biden having boxes of secret documents that he collected when he wasn't the president. But Pompeo was out there on the TVs saying that Trump was guilty of having secret documents and stuff. So, no, Pompeo, even though you were Secretary of State, you were head of CIA, you are a deep state mole, and we're over that. This cabinet that's going to get established is going to be foolproof, man. And right now, what else was there? There's like some leaked discussions going on in the Pentagon, and then they have these secret discussions, and then they leak the information out that they're talking about what if Trump uses the military on the American people, because the Pentagon just changed their engagement policies with the military and civilians, and they are allowed now to shoot on us. They're allowed to use lethal force on Americans should they need to do so. Should they find themselves in a position where they're backing up law enforcement and they find it necessary to use lethal force on Americans, on American soil, that is now within the realms of their possibilities, man. Well, now they're having these meetings in the Pentagon, and the information gets leaked out that they're worried that Trump is going to call the military in on people. This is all problems and leaks and lies and rumors that the rotten top of most of the Pentagon are making up now to foment fear of Donald Trump, man. There is no reason to fear Donald Trump. And that is what the opposition has just thrived on, is creating this fear. Fear of rumor. All right, so doesn't that sound scriptural? The whole world will be deceived. Check. Yep, that's true. You will hear wars and rumors of wars. Yep, check. All right, you just go down the list. It's happening. It's happening, which is a good reason to know your scriptures. The phone calls from Greg Purdy and Bob Turner were the same. They're still just buzzing in there because Trump won. This is the victory that we needed to have. We know that we're going to succeed now with Freedom Corner. Until Trump won that election, he had made statements in the past about pardoning the J6ers. He hasn't mentioned it lately, probably due to the fact he was running an election, and that is a somewhat controversial topic. And Trump did it. Basically, Trump did it. I leave it up to him to figure out what he says and when he says it. We know where he stands on the issue. And now that I'm hearing like Julie Kelly out there saying this stuff, Kash Patel's out there saying this stuff, Steve Bannon was saying this stuff, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're all talking about the J6ers now, and they are going to get pardons. I just think it really sucks that they got to wait 72 days after all they've been through, that they got to wait 72 days for this justice to come. And maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. We'll just see what happens. Things are going to happen fast here, real fast right now. One of the things I was able, mainstream media is just full of lies, or corporate media is full of lies. I can't get my news from them. I was getting news from other sources, but when I wanted to know what his thing is, what he's saying, I had to watch Trump rallies, right? Well, now there's no more Trump rallies on. So I'm like, for a couple of days there, I felt like a little freaked out. Like, I don't know what Trump's saying. And I kept seeing these statements that he was putting out and all that stuff. So there are ways to keep track of Trump now. And I suggest we sign up to these things. I've filled out now. I've never done a survey. Like, I can't remember the last time I participated in a survey on media, on a phone or a computer, right? But in the last couple of days, I've filled out like 3 or 4 surveys with the Trump 47 people, and there's a website called DonaldJTrump.com, basically. And all of his agenda is called Agenda 47. So these are all of Trump's public statements on what he's going to do for each topic. And like the one I'm getting a lot of my information from right now is the DonaldJTrump.com website. And on there is, a bunch of, there's at least a dozen videos of Trump speaking and saying, here's what I'm going to do for the 250th anniversary of America in 2026. And he wants to do a year-long celebration, man. He's getting ready for it already. He's not even the president, man. And then there's like a video for everything, how he's going to deport all the illegals, how he's going to shut the border down, how he's going to release, I think there's one about the J6ers in there. So I'm getting my information from there. We got to find where we can get truthful information, where we can drink water from a pure well that isn't poisoned with lies, cheating, and stealing like the corporate media is, All right, Smalley's here. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, don't forget to hit the lick button. Yeah, Meadows Joy, I got mine like within a week, man. I still got a couple more. I got to get people to help me fill them out, man. But I just haven't been around a lot of people lately. Steady on the wheel, Carrie. That's it. We have no fear. Faith over fear is right. That is right. And then, let's see, Jonathan Pollock gives us a verse every night, and I just thought this was a good one. 1 Peter 5:8. Well, let's just go back to 7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, like a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So we're not immune from tribulations here, but we have a God that's going to take care of us, man. And isn't it amazing? Yes, isn't it amazing, Mellows Joy, getting these words of inspiration from dudes that are sitting in a prison that didn't even commit the crimes that they are being tried on. They're amazing, amazing Americans, and they're going through their tribulation in there, and it's not the same tribulation we're going through out here. And God is molding us with his own hands here. And it is amazing getting that inspiration from Jonathan and Joseph every night. I mean, those two particularly, but all of them, man. Even John Benuelos, even, man. I mean, look at how far that guy came since he came in here, man. He's praising God every night after the anthem. You can hear John Benuelos says, "Glory to the Lord, glory to God," you know. And Dominic Box, man. Greg Purdy and Bob Turner. These are amazing, great patriots, and we've met so many good patriots up there at the Matt De Silva, John Mellis, Cash Kelly. I mean, imagine, just think back on all the great patriots that we've talked to in there for long periods of time, weeks and weeks, until their trial was done, their sentencing was done, they got shipped out. Now they're out in the BOP somewhere. But now we know what the BOP is. You know, we've learned a lot. God has brought us through this tribulation to mold us, to make us wiser, to make us smarter, to give us knowledge and discernment and wisdom. Just wisdom and how to react to these people. So now we got to react to all these supposed Kamala voters. They're running campaigns that are just outrageous. I'm not even going to mention them because they're so ridiculous. They're just trying to instill fear in their own people now so that they become stalwart. They won't go along with anything Trump's going to want to say or do. They're going to resist. They're going to be kicking and screaming the whole way. It's like taking the family out to dinner, right? You're having a nice dinner, but one of the kids is just losing his mind, and you gotta almost, mom or dad's gotta go out and sit in the car with him while the rest of the family enjoys their dinner. That's where we're at right now. These petulant trolls who are just gonna kick and scream the whole way, man. Oh, Joy, you're getting letters from these guys. Yeah, the wisdom and just the insight from these guys is amazing. So I'm feeling a golden era of Americana coming on here. We're going to have all these patriots, 1,500 of them, that just went through this trial, that didn't lose faith in their country. These were people that loved their country. They stood up for their country. They got persecuted by their country, and they still love their country. And they're going to do everything they can to make it better. Who's the guy that got out? James Grant just got out, and he didn't just go quietly slither away and try to forget everything. He was out there campaigning, man. Brandon Fellows, that guy, I mean, that dude is amazing, man. He was in the D.C. court calling that judge a Nazi because it was a Nazi court that was charging him with crimes that were just blown out of proportion. The 1512 that was brought on these guys illegal. Brandon was speaking his mind. He had no fear. He served his term. He got out. And where is he? He's still in D.C. fighting with the Freedom Corner Patriots, man. So yeah, these people are heroes. They are role models that I'm going to be telling the kids about, the grandchildren about. And this 250th anniversary, man, things are going to happen fast. He says he's going to lower the cost of our gasoline 50% in a year or 6 months. And I believe him because he did it last time. He did it already. He's going to do it all again. And he's already running the world right now. Already. Why do we got to go through 72 more days of this nonsense in the White House, which is a national security threat? Why do we have to be in this national security threat for another 8 weeks, man? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's like, I don't know, we're all on a bus and the driver is unconscious. And we're thinking, well, all right, we got to get the driver out of the driver's seat, get a new driver in. We got to get Trump in the driver's seat here. And nobody wants to stand up and just take the guy out of the driver's seat. You know, why hasn't Joe Biden been removed due to that senility clause in the Constitution? The Democrat Party thought he was incompetent, and that's why they just removed him. They pulled a coup. They basically stripped the power from the sitting president of the United States. Again! They did it to put him in, and they did it to take it away from him. I mean, I'm just sick of this nonsense. And why isn't this stuff prosecuted? Where's law enforcement and all? Where's our justice system in all of this? It's crazy, man. We'll get in touch with this Trump 47, Agenda 47 thing, and Trump Force 47. Those are two different websites that Donald Trump is running. Donald Trump has an X channel, and he's got his Truth Social. So he has been all along putting out all this stuff on Truth Social on his own postings there. And they're looking for input. They want to hear from us. They want our opinions on what's important, what's not as important, because there's 100 things they can do. They want to know, what do we want them to do? This is a government that's going to listen to us, that's asking us what we feel. So now's the time to stand up, get involved. We have an ear in Donald Trump. He wants to hear from us, okay? We have a whole list of good guys, and I'm starting a list of who needs to go. You know, there's a whole list of that now. Mitch McConnell's at the top of that list. Yes, Joy. I ask it all. We all continue to pray for the safety for the J6ers. Well put. Safety and health of our J6ers. God listens, and the outpouring of love does not go out noticed. Amen, Joy. Tyrants will never voluntarily give up their power. Never. You have to pry it from their cold, dead hands, basically. So many of them are qualified for service to our country, as well as positions. And so are we, patriots. So are we. We've all gone through this with them. And there's thousands of positions that need to be filled throughout the land, you know, all the way down to school boards, you know, all the way down to library committees. And there needs to be a bigger involvement of people in their governance, you know, the consent of the governed. It's an ugly thing. They've made it an ugly thing on purpose to keep people from wanting to jump in. I mean, look at the stuff that like Matt Gaetz has gone through, and Jim Jordan. I mean, do you remember the scandalous stuff they were trying to say about those two guys? And it all amounted to nothing. It was all just bullshit. They didn't do the things that they were accusing them. They were accusing them of the very things that the accusers were doing that we're finding out now, you know? So we need to get released. There shouldn't be any secrets anymore. We should know who's on that Epstein flight list. We should know why the clients on the Epstein flight lists are not being prosecuted. The D.C. brothel bust. I mean, that was too close to our government to not know who was on that bust. And then we got the P. Diddy thing going down. We got Kamala coming up 20 million short after she spent $1 billion. I'm hearing word here in Pennsylvania, she didn't get Pennsylvania because she chumped the Democrat cheat boss in Philly. And he said, I ain't doing it. If you're not going to pay me, I ain't doing it. So they had people on the payroll to go out and rig boats in Philadelphia, and Kamala didn't pay them. So he said, I'm not doing it. So, yeah. And to stop the arrests now, too, Cleo, right? So I think we need to get more vocal with our representatives that are there right now, because there's going to be an election in 2 years, all right? And they're the ones that don't get along with others are going to stand out like a sore thumb, and we got to start taking notes and raising up people to get people in the pipeline to come in when we remove them, okay? Because we got a couple of stalwarts people here in Pennsylvania. And then you got your state governments too, all right? So we got a clean house on the federal government. Trump is in charge of that. Now there's a whole state level of our governance that we need to get involved in. And then we got our local stuff that we need to get involved in. So we're learning. We got to figure out where we can jump in, and you got to have some wisdom, some chops in order to be able to do those positions, you know. Oh, that's a great quote there. The duty as well as the privilege of and interest of our Christian nation to select and prefer Christians for their rulers. John Jay. Great quote there, Debbie B. Thank you. Thank you. So the arrests continue on the largest prosecution of American citizens by the DOJ ever in history. Let's see, didn't our Congress just give the DOJ an extra $10 million like a year and a half ago to continue this? And how many Republicans voted on that, right? Jack Smith, there's been a 2-year prosecution with Jack Smith as their centerpiece that cost the American people $50 million. The 2-year Mueller investigation, the first 2 years of Trump's first presidency, was spent in a 2-year-long Mueller investigation that cost tens of millions of dollars, man. We are funding our own persecution through this government because we got rotten Republicans in there going along with it, man. Donald Trump gave the Republicans the presidency, and these scumbag Republicans didn't back him up, man. Can you imagine? Yeah, that's in one of the Federalist Papers, right, Debbie? Cleo, I don't have any words on Silly right now. She wanted to be with the Patriots down there with Jay Jones, I think, and there was a couple of Patriots that I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Soup Mama and Bruce Levings and Nebraska Patriot, but I don't think she could make it. She's going through her chemo treatments, and it is not fun. It is not fun. She is in the fight of her life right now. And so many more of us are in the same boat. We're going through those tribulations here outside the walls of this prison right now. And that's one of the things Robert F. Kennedy is going to be talking a lot about, okay? Why is America so unhealthy? We are, the most advanced country on the planet. We have this massive healthcare system, and why is morbid obesity such a high level of people? Why do children get diabetes now? Why are there, 1 out of every 24 kids has autism? It's crazy. It is satanic once we get to the bottom of it, and RFK Jr. has got his finger on the pulse. That was kind of the missing link in the whole Trump strategy, I thought, and bringing Robert Kennedy in on that is genius, man. Genius. So just so you know, there is no next time, all right? This is it. This is Trump's last presidency. There isn't going to be another one. This isn't a wait and see what goes on. This is a jump in with both feet, all hands on deck, get involved. We got the president we want in there. We got Republican-controlled Senate and House. And we want to make sure it operates as that. This is a mandate from the people. We reject the 2020 election. We reject everything about the J6 prosecutions. We reject everything about opening that border. We reject everything about this administration that has just been pandered onto us through lies and deceit and propaganda. And we are calling it. This is a mandate from the people. We are calling bullshit on the whole thing. So this government now ought to operate for 2 years like a finely tuned machine. There is no next time. The time is now to get involved. And I suggest you do, man. Agenda 47 videos, stay up on it because it's going to happen fast. And then that way you'll insulate yourself from false information and propaganda. If we know the words that come out of Donald Trump's mouth, we can't listen to somebody come into a chat and say some garbage about Trump that just basically isn't true, you know, like they've been doing for so long. Just had a guy come into a chat today on Sean's stream. I'm not even going to tell you what he says, but it's just some outlandish statement that Trump apparently made it was totally not true. Dude made it up, or he read it on a libtard TikTok video or something. And it's just absurd. We got to stay smart. So stay plugged into Donald and the Trump Force 47 people. And with the Elon Musk, he's got the America PAC. They are also asking for input on how to proceed with that. And they're looking for, I think, vetted Americans, you know, people who have been there for them when we were in the trenches, and now we're on a list. You know, we're on a list with the Trump people. We're on a list with Elon. And I would imagine, I think Robert Kennedy also has one. I just haven't linked up with it yet, where he is asking, what is your opinion on these things? It's all up. It's all there. There is no next time, man. This is it, man. And just for the irony I want to just point out some irony, how the Democrats were the party of diversity, right? They wanted to be the party of unity. But who actually is the party of unity and diversity? The Dems were saying Trump doesn't have any strong women around him. I mean, do they actually hear the words that are coming out of their mouth and look at what they're talking about? Long ago, he had Sarah Huckabee Sanders as his press secretary, the first female press secretary. Right now, he just put Susie Wiles in charge of the White House Chief of Staff. First time a woman is in that position. He's got Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard was the head of the DNC before they pissed her off and she left them. And to say that Trump doesn't surround himself with powerful women, strong women, is just a ludicrous statement that you can't take anybody seriously that says something like that to you. He went with the female lawyer on the New York cases, Aliana Haba, or whatever her name is. I can't keep track of all the names. Yeah, right, Joy. They say the doctors do take an oath to do no harm, but they're performing transgendered surgeries. You want to hear a good one? Go to that Donald J. Trump and hear what he's saying about that. Those doctors are going to get prosecuted. You cannot sexually mutilate children. That was a law already. And yet they are performing those operations now. They have been for a long time. That's satanic. That is right from the devil, right there. New York sending illegals back to Texas. That will make it cheaper to deport them. I say we just deport them to New York. Yeah, they don't want them in Texas. They've been busting them out. How much did it cost Texas to ship them all up to New York, man? Yeah, metal is joy. I just saw a statement from Donald Trump about, in fact, it was this morning on Hayden Music page that Trump made about the doctors that are performing these surgeries on children and the schools that are promoting that philosophy. So yeah, I'm thinking Kerry Lake won, you guys. I got it down in my notes, Kerry Lake won. So I don't know what they're still doing over there in Arizona. And then over in Colorado, we got this Jenna Griswold woman needs to resign. So any Colorado Patriots in the chat here, call your Colorado people up, man. They let Tina Peters fall through the cracks over there. Tina Peters was from Colorado. Got a 9-year sentence for blowing the whistle on the corrupt machines that were in the election, in Colorado elections. Jenna Griswold is the Secretary of State. I even got a phone number for you. You can call Jenna up herself and tell her to resign. Jenna Griswold's phone number is 303-894-2200. And by the way, I've been posting these phone numbers in my comment section, and they're disappearing. And then I got a notice from, I don't know if it was from YouTube or Google, about I've been making comments that had to be removed, but they won't tell me what comments they were. I have never gotten that notice before. I'm usually pretty tame on not, I don't want to promote violence whatsoever, but I just had comments removed that had Marshal Service phone numbers on it and prison staff phone numbers on it. Public positions. These are public phone numbers. And they have been removed from my videos and other people's videos that I put them in. So, pen and paper. If you want to be sure to have this information and you don't know where to get it yourself, make sure you just write this stuff down, because it may not be there when you go to look for this tomorrow in this video. I'll give you that number again for Jenna Griswold in Colorado. She's the Secretary of State there. 303-894-2200. Call her up and tell her to resign in shame for trying to keep Trump off of the ballot. Remember that? That was a while ago. They didn't even want to put Trump on the ballot there. And then she allowed all this stuff with Tina Peters to go through. And there's more than that also. She is an absolute tyrant. She's an absolute tyrant. And I just hope a lot of the people who the Kamala campaign brought in know that they helped Trump out. A lot of these people voted for Trump because Taylor Swift said to vote for Kamala. You know what I mean? Robert De Niro said vote for Kamala. So a lot of people voted for Trump because Robert De Niro said vote for Kamala. You know what I mean? You don't want to come in with them because you know they're idiot actors. They get paid to fool people, and they really think they're puffed up. They really think they're something, and they're not. They're just idiot actors. And I kudos to everybody you called in there, Kamala, because those celebrities themselves turned people away from you. You were paying them high dollars to come in, and you were telling people that they were going to sing a song, and they didn't even do that. And a lot of these people, a lot of these celebrities said that they were going to move out of the country if Trump gets elected. So there was even more incentive to vote for Trump so that these celebrities would move out of the country. But like everything that comes out of their mouth, it's all lies. They're not going to move out of the country. They all said that the first time Trump won, and they didn't move out of the country. Cher never moved out of the country. De Niro, Barbara Streisand never moved out of the country. They all said it. Whoopi's still here. They're going to stay here. They just shoot their mouth off. It's all lies every time they say it, man. And then what else we got? So our Senate is going to need a new leader apparently here, and Mitch McConnell is trying to pull a fast one already. The guy that we want to recommend, I believe, for Senate Majority House Leader is Rick Scott. Mitch McConnell wants a guy named Larry Hogan or Mike Rogers to be in the running. This election is an internal election in the Senate to determine who is going to be their leader, because Mitch said he's stepping down. I don't know when that's going to happen, but he said he's stepping down. So I'm looking into this more. The buzz I'm being told is Rick Scott should be our next Senate leader. I got to look into that more, though. I really don't know who Rick Scott is. I think he's from Texas, right? So on my needs to go list, these are people who we just cannot continue to live with anymore in the Republican Party. Is Mitch McConnell. He's got to go. He says he's going. John Cornyn, Mike Rogers, House of Reps from Alabama, Larry Hogan, Murkowski, Collins. These are all people. I'm just going to start a list, man. So every show, because in 2 years we're going to have another election, and we got to cement this victory that we had last Tuesday into more of a permanent fix by getting rid of the rhinos here. Yeah, Marty. Remember when Mitch froze and buffered for like 10 seconds? Yeah, I remember that. I think that happened more than once, man. And who's the other one? Feinstein did that too. Remember? Right before she died. I mean, they're just propping these people up at this point. I can't imagine that they're really actually functioning human beings. And then Biden at that debate, I mean, he was a freaking vegetable, man. But Biden's looking awful fit and trim now. I don't know what's the deal there. He's not looking so so old and incompetent that he can't stand a trial, like that her report said. And what's up with that? You know, can I go commit a crime and then the DA is going to say, well, he's an old, decrepit old man. He's not going to be able to stand trial, so they don't prosecute me? Come on, man, give me a break. And no more rhinos. We know who they are, and they're going to start standing out even more now that we got the mandate from the people. And Trump is going to move fast, so we got to stay with it here. We got to pay attention. Pay attention. Oh, Smalley. Yeah. Oh, Carter. Yeah, that dude, 100 years old. Did you see the picture of him voting? Oh my goodness. All right, what else? I got some other news here. For all you NFL fans out there, the NFL just fined a player named Nick Bosa $11,000 because he wore a MAGA hat while another player was getting interviewed. He had a MAGA hat on. I didn't see this happen. I just read about it or heard about it. Saw the video of the guy wearing a MAGA hat, pointing to his hat behind an interviewer with another player. And the NFL felt fit to fine him $11,000 for getting on camera with a MAGA hat, you know. NFL, go to hell. Forget about it. Forget about it, man. What a bunch of... You just turned your whole... what was a cool organization into a clown show. A clown show that promotes degeneracy and brings it into the living rooms of all kinds of Americans unknowingly. What was that verse again? The devil, like a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. There you go, NFL, bringing degeneracy into our living rooms every day. You turn that NFL game on, you got kids in there, you don't know the influence that they're getting off of that. So I'm done with the NFL. In fact, who was it? I think it was Greg Purdy was saying, watch college football. It's way better. If you want to watch football, watch college ball. It's way better. And the competition is better. It's cleaner. And you don't have the professional, malarkey that goes along with it. Another, I don't know why this is continuing to go on right now, but Rudy Giuliani's life is being destroyed right now. He is almost at the end of his rope with this lawsuit. They demanded that he pay some outrageous amount of money to the 2 Georgia election workers for defamation or whatever, slander, because he reported what he saw on the videotape. And then he wasn't even allowed to present that videotape in his defense. So they are taking Rudy Giuliani's houses away. They're taking his furniture away. They seized his credit cards, his bank accounts at this point. And Rudy Giuliani, he's down to a Give, Send, Go account right now. He was just on the Steve Bannon show yesterday that I saw that presentation there, and it's really, really sad. I mean, Rudy Giuliani was an honorable man. He did a lot for New York City, and New York City just bamboozled him with a case and just brought him down, man. He does not deserve it. Another guy who's the same situation right now is Alex Jones, man. They are literally selling off his empire right now, his media empire. And he's supposed to be paying back $1.5 billion to the Sandy Hook school shooting victims. And I can't even say anything about that because, then they'll come after me and sue me for my Astro van or whatever. But I'm with Alex Jones. I think Alex was right on everything. And I think Rudy Giuliani was right on everything. I'll stand with you. I will definitely stand with you guys. But it is wrong what's going on with that. So hopefully that's all going to get reversed soon. And then like Julie Kelly was saying, we need to have immediate impeachment hearings for these federal judges that are handed all these decisions down that are just outrageously against the Constitution. The 350 1512 charges that came down with the J6ers. The prosecutions for the FACE Act, where they put these abortion clinic protesters, these praying grandmas, into prison for 11 years, and because they were at an abortion clinic praying within X amount of feet of a doorway. They weren't blocking a doorway. They were praying near a doorway. Our Congress made a whole act called the FACE Act, the free access for clinic care somethings. And it sounds all great, We can't physically stop a woman from going into the clinic to have an abortion performed on her, right? So it was really... They presented it as a good thing. Our Congress passed it. But now it's been twisted by these prosecutors, by these corrupt federal judges that have just obviously, some woman who has never had a charge in her life, is 70 years old, and she's praying outside of an abortion clinic, is right now spending 11 years in prison. She was convicted last year. She's already been in prison for a year already. And there's more, it's more than one. There's 5 or 10 of them that got these 11-year sentences. And 3 of them that I know of were over 70 years old. They're currently in prison right now because they took that FACE Act and they found a court that would convict them. And this is nothing but political retaliation against God-fearing country patriots. So we gotta run the devil out of our government here, man. No, that's right, man. Nobody wants that Astrovan. I don't even gotta lock the doors, dude. But I'll tell you, man, when I went to that Elon thing in Lancaster, I just washed it, man, and somebody threw some liquid on there. I don't know. I don't think they threw it on there either. Disgusting. These people are disgusting. All right, so this Rick Scott vote for the Senate leader is coming up Wednesday. All right, so You might want to call your senators about that and just say, we want Rick Scott as the leader. We do not want John Cornyn or Mike Rogers as the leader, because Mitch McConnell is calling this vote early. He's trying to pull a fast one here. I don't know what the normal protocol is after an election to have a new election for the Senate Majority Leader, which is what Mitch is right now. Or no, he is the Minority Leader. He was the Majority Leader when we had the majority. But we have to elect a new Republican leader, and that election is happening Wednesday within the Senate. We don't elect them. The senators elect their own leader there. So do you see how it is a democracy for them? Okay, within the Senate, there's 100 senators, and they vote, and the mob rules, basically. Same with the House. So it is a democracy for them. So when they're talking about, we got to save the democracy, I think they're talking about their system that they have enslaved all of us through. So I think that's all I got for today, folks. I'm going to start that list of who needs to go. I'm going to get it on a piece of paper so I can show it every time and how we can check them off as we get rid of them. Now is the time. There is no next time. This is it. We got this election in the bag. This is it. And it looks like Trump is making the right decisions too. He's scrutinizing who is going to be in his cabinet right now. So hopefully, he definitely didn't know who to pick last time. He took bad advice last time, and it hurt him. It really did hurt him. But I think he knows better now, man. Hey, Ridgeline, yeah, you caught a live one, man. But I'm not out in some pretty location. I'm down in my brain chamber down here, my laboratory. So till it gets, I don't know, it's dark out. It's no fun trying to set up a light and the camera out in the dark. It's cold, it's windy, it's raining. We'll be down here for a while. Maybe I'll set a studio up or something. Good to see you, Ridgeline. Good work, Ridgeline. Let's go Pennsylvania. It took all of us, but we did it. We did it. And let's keep everyone in prayer. Everyone's saying prayers for Silly, prayers for Silly. We are on board with that. Yes, Silly needs healing. She needs comfort, man. She needs a miracle. Silly was a great patriot. 9/11. Come from a great line of patriots all the way back to the Mayflower. I mean, she goes way back with her family. All right, you guys did a flag wave with the Warriors today. All right, man, there was flag waves all over the place, Ridgeline. It was a great day. So we got 8 more weekends to celebrate. I'm saying we have a party every weekend. Go out and do flag waves every weekend till Trump is in office, sworn in on day 1, and then try to keep up with him. So yeah, there you go. All right, Patriots, I'm going to call it right here. And I just want to play this one song again because I just love this tune. And then we'll close it out. I'll see you guys up at the corner tonight, Freedom Corner.
So angry, why you always so mad?
come at me. This is Jericho, over and out.